Hello everybody, it's more Mr. Magpie's Harmless card game. I've really been enjoying this and it tickles my brain in just the right way. So I want to build some fun combos, some big things. There are 0 Jerry's adjacent to this card. Well, I'll take a multiplier. So 4 more Jerry's somewhere. I don't think it's this one. 2 columns have at least 1 Jerry. Okay, so there's either a 2 and a 2 or a 3 and a 1. Okay, that's good. More malt. Even more malt. That's really good before we find our 5 money cards. Alright, so that's possibly another one. Okay, so these 5 cards I think are free and safe. And then there's 2 other Jerry's on the 2 unknown cards and the eye. And that's a solid start for a Monday. I like 360 feedback, but we want more eye cards to make that work, I think. When you flip a money card, this perk gains $1 of sell value. When you flip a multiplier, all perks gain a $1 of sell value. Give me 360 feedback, and we will try and find more eyes to fill the decks with. There is 1 Jerry adjacent to eyes. This is a bad look for things adjacent to eyes. I guess we want to fill up the deck as fast as possible if we want more things to be adjacent to eyes as well. That's nice early. That's not bad. Alright, that's 1 Jerry. Each row has at least 1 Jerry. So we know there's 1 adjacent to this eye. We know there's 1 there. There's at least 1 out of these. So if there's a 1 in 4 or a 1 in 5, let's do the 1 in 5. And we'll do it on the column that earns us $2 for doing it. Okay. If there's at least 1 Jerry in each row, that means there has to be 1 here and 1 here, which means these 4 cards are safe. I did the 2 edges before the middle, because if this is a re-trigger, then there's more targets for it to re-trigger. There you go. This is safe. We are out of shields. There is 1 Jerry adjacent to an eye, but there's only 1 in this row, so we know that's safe. Do we get risky now? Alright, well, we know that's safe, that's safe, that's safe. The largest group of Jerry's is 2, which means that's a 2, which means this is safe. We already have a group of 2, you dummy. Alright, that's on me. Right, take another eye. When you purchase this, other perks in the shop go on sale. How cheap is on sale? Half price. When you flip a money card, activate all other money cards. Right, I'll take that on. We are quite injured though, but we have 2 eyes and the eyes are next to each other. I hate it. There is 1 Jerry adjacent to eyes. When you purchase this, other perks go on sale, so we can just sell that. King of Cash. When you flip a money card, reactivate all other money cards. Alright, I think it's worth doing this to do that. Then we've got 1 shield left. When we flip money, we activate all of our other monies. Jeez, man. I think it's worth being aggressive now, and if we lose, just resetting. Obviously, you wouldn't think about that as if this was your real life, but it's not. It's a video game. Wow. Get wrecked. Quick restart me. In again. Okay, there's one Jerry in this row. Wow. There is one Jerry adjacent to this card. One, two, three, four. Okay, that was a little rough. $25. You flip a multiplier card, flip up adjacent face down multiplier cards. When you sell this, flip this, this, and this. And maybe we'll go with a bunch of re-triggers. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. When you complete a column, gain money. When you flip a multiplier card, flip up adjacent face down mults. When you sell this card, flip one mult, one thing, and one hint. Let's just sell the salad. When you flip a multiplier card, flip adjacent ones. This one of the rows has no Jerrys. Okay. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. Nice. 4 columns have at least one Jerry. There's our free row. If 4 columns have a Jerry, that means we can't have 2 here. This gets us $2 no matter what it is because of stacked cash. We have 1 shield left. Alright, I think we're done. $33. After flipping all money cards, reactivate them. When you make bank, pass 100, upgrade all face-up cards. When you flip money in a corner, upgrade it. Queen of Cash. We'll try and hope we can get that to work. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to this card. 4 columns have at least 1 Jerry. These are not helpful hints. Alright, there's 1 column. There's 2 columns. There's 3 columns. We're pushing our luck here, but again, we're not off to the strongest start. Just give me something solid to be getting on with. One of the rows has no Jerrys. Statistically... Oh! Okay, statistically then it's this one. No Jerrys are adjacent to each other. That's safe. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. That's safe. 3 Jerrys... 1, 2, 3, 4 other cards. Oh, what a treat. We have 1 health still, so 1 shield, so we should pick something. Right, can we find the money card before we find Jerry? One of the rows has no Jerrys. No Jerrys are adjacent to each other. There are 0 Jerrys are adjacent to eyes. Alright, we're out. How much money? 19. Uncommon perk, price 0, buy now. Why? When you flip a money card, the perk gains 1 sell value. Weird. When you flip all hints, transform 1 into a +1 mult card. That doesn't sound great. I think I'm just not going to take anything. Oh, we'll take that for 5. We can sell it for 2, but we can probably get that worth more than 5 in the short term. There are more Jerrys to the right than to the left. There are 2 Jerrys in this row. Okay, that's gone all right. So there are 3 over here. There are 2 up there. So we can open all of these 6 cards, knowing that only one of them will take a shield from us. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. So we know those two are the last 2 Jerrys. That's a great round. Oh, I love this guy. $99. Cannot afford it. Stapler, when you sell this perk, attach the rightmost to the left. When round begins, gain +1 mult for each face-up card. When an eye opens, reactivate a random non-eye card. You know what? Sure. Take that. And that. More re-triggers. So, 1 card face up. There are more Jerrys to the right than to the left of this hint. There is 1 Jerry adjacent to this card. There are no Jerrys adjacent to eyes. There are more Jerrys to the right of this than the left. There is 1 adjacent to this. It's probably that. Okay. Shame to get all the money before the mults, but it's fine. When an eye opens, reactivate a random non-eye card. Okay. There's a Jerry. So 2 Jerrys to the right of that. There's 1 Jerry adjacent to this card, so that's that one. There's 1 there. So 2 of these are Jerrys. Not that one. The only thing that's left to do is gain multipliers. Gaining multipliers doesn't do anything for me. I could do the row. That gets me some money. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1 of these. Okay. When you flip the last group of a group of 3, upgrade the whole group. At the top of the hour, it's a bit late. Or just past. $38. Give me another one of those. When you flip a money card, flip up adjacent face down money cards. After flipping all dealt multiplier cards, gain 2. When an eye opens, flip adjacent money cards. I can't afford both of these. Some nest egg. No, I can afford both of those. Each row has at least 1 Jerry. When you flip a money card, flip up adjacent face down money cards. When an eye opens, flip adjacent money cards. So this into money cards, into adjacent money cards. Okay. So that's not money, that's not money, that's not money, and that's not money. If there's 4 more money cards, they've got to be elsewhere. So we might as well not flip. Oh, no, we want to flip the mults first, though. So let's look for mults among those. 3 columns have at least 1 Jerry. Right, so we get the mults before we get the rest of the money cards. 1 Jerry. Money, money. 2 Jerry. 3 columns have at least 1 Jerry. Each row has at least 1 Jerry. So 1 column, 2 column. Probably not this. Okay. When you flip money, when an eye opens, flip adjacent cards. When you complete a column, gain money. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only a re-trigger left to find, but we're out of shields. If this was a re-trigger, it would be nice, but there's a 1 in 4 chance that it's a re-trigger, 1 in 4 chance that it's the hint, and 2 in 4 chance that it's Jerry. It was the hint. $59. Flip me up. That would be great with early bird. $80. All right. At the top of the hour change, when you flip multiplier card, flip adjacent face down multiplier cards. Sure. So when an eye opens, reactivate a random non-eye card. When a round begins, gain more multiplier for each face-up card. So we're at 5x already. When an eye opens, flip adjacent money cards. When you flip a mult card, flip up adjacent face-down mult cards. So we know those aren't mult cards. There are 3 Jerrys in this row. That's huge information. So we might as well just do all of this and all of this, then look for money. I wonder if I should be doing odd cards, then even cards, to try and get the re-triggers going. Right, there's 2 money cards left. We have 1 shield. That wasn't it. Nest egg again. Self-directed. When you flip a Jerry, flip a random money. I'm going to take more of these. When you flip a mult on the right-hand half of the board, reactivate it. When an eye opens, flip adjacent mult cards. Uncommon perk. I'll take right-handed. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. When an eye opens, activate a random non-eye card. So that'll be this. So we get 2x, that's nice. When an eye opens, flip adjacent money cards. There are no adjacent money cards. There is 0, so these are all mults or hints. Or re-triggers. 4 columns have a Jerry. There are 0 Jerrys on the corners. Okay. When you flip a mult on the right-hand half of the board, reactivate it. So we should do the right hand before the left. One Jerry. 4 columns have a Jerry, so that's not a Jerry. 0 adjacent to eyes, 0 in corners, 4 columns. So that could be 1. That's 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. 3 of them need Jerrys. We have 1 shield. That's nice. We want to find the 1 money card left now. Oh, don't do that. I need to be more accurate. Okay. Global Reactivator. That's 23 cards. Give me another hint, and we'll see how we go. So that's our 24 cards. The largest grouping is 2. Right-handed. When you flip a mult on the right half of the board, reactivate it. So we should do right half of the thing first. When you flip a mult card, flip up adjacent face-down mult cards. So these are not mult cards, so let's try the other ones. One of the rows has no Jerrys. Oh, that's a shame, but it's fine. Statistically, the bottom row has no Jerry's. That gets re-triggered. Okay, middle row has no Jerry's. We are very injured. One of the rows has no Jerry's, middle row. The largest grouping of Jerry's is 2. There's a single, that could be a 2, that could be a 2. 4 columns have at least 1 Jerry. So it can't be this. Amazing. I don't think I can guess any more about what's here without risking death. 4 columns have at least 1. 1 row has 0, the largest group is 2. It could be this group, but it could be those 2 and not this one. But $255 to work with is nice. When a round begins, gain 1 mult for each face-up card. Another early bird. Or pill bottle. Let's do a pill bottle. So we sell the pill bottle immediately. We get a bunch of extra multiplier. The largest group of Jerry's is 2. When you flip a malt on the right-hand board, we have no more. When you flip malt cards, they're sticky. When an eye opens, flip adjacent money cards. No adjacent money cards. When an eye opens, reactivate a random non-eye card. When a round begins, gain 1 malt for each face-up card. Okay. Bad times. 18x is nice. This could be a re-trigger next to that, so let's try and find some money cards before we re-trigger it. That's a bad time. No! Don't do it to me. Oh, too greedy. Too greedy. There is 1 Jerry in this row. Well, then that means there's 1 more here. There are 0 Jerry's in the corner. That does not help me at all. There's no more money to be found. There's just 1 re-trigger. Well, that got me the row. We'll stop there. $34. When you flip up all non-enemies, gain $10. When you complete a column, your perks gain $3 of sell. When you flip a multiplier, all perks gain $1 of sell value. Maybe we should focus... I mean, focusing on economy is kind of what everything is about, but maybe we should focus on economy up here first. And I'll take a temporary hint for 2. The largest group of Jerry's is 2. When you flip, all non-enemies gain money. When you flip a multiplier, all perks gain $1 of sell value. 1 of the rows has no Jerry's. Probably this one. Nope. Oh my god, really? Largest grouping is in a group of 2. So it's either that or that. And then one of the other ones doesn't have any Jerry in it. Okay. So this can't be it. 3 columns have at least 1 Jerry. 1, 2. Largest group is 2. We can't disambiguate, of course. So it can't be that. Could be that, could be that, could be those. Wait, 3 columns have at least 1 Jerry, so it's not that and it's not that. It's one of those 2, and it doesn't matter which at this point. $47. Happy hour at the top of the hour, gain 10. Oh, stapler into email would be great, but we can't. I'm gonna grab this, save it for later. I'm gonna get rid of that so I can take this. No Jerrys are adjacent to each other. Sure. When you flip a multiplier, all perks gain $1 of sell value. When you sell this, attach the rightmost perk in the shop to the leftmost perk in the shop. But we need money to make that work. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. There is 1 Jerry in the corners of the board. There are no Jerrys adjacent to each other. So that's unlikely to be one if one's in the corner. In fact, impossible. There's 1 Jerry in the corner. So one of these is a corner. Okay. None adjacent to eyes. 1 in the corners. No. Here, we've got 1 shield still. There's going to be 1 of these, and then 1 each of these 2. So we can do both of these, and enjoy the non-Jerry one. They're not growing how I would like to. Another scaling money card is nice, can't afford it. Yeah, we are not getting that early economy, and there are 2 Jerrys in this row. There are 0 Jerrys in this column. Oh, stop doing that, you misclicking butthead. Well, the top row is safe. 0 in the column, 2 in the row. Eyes open. Can't do anything else. Shame. $25. What have we added? I can't even remember. Oh, the money cards. I want sticky money then. Reroll. When you purchase a perk, this gains 10. When you purchase this, perks in the shop upgrade to next rarity. When you flip a lonely money, reactivate it. This isn't good for that. When an eye opens, flip adjacent money cards. Buy a salad. Buy an intern. Buy a retrigger. It's not looking great. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to this card. Okay. There's 1 Jerry. There's 2 Jerrys. Now we're on our last health again. I should have saladed earlier. There are more Jerrys to the left than to the right. Well, there's at least 2, so there's 1 to the right. That didn't help me. It could be 2 above and 2 to the left and none to the right. No! Just give me one solid game. All right. This one. This the one. Largest group of Jerry is 2. So this independent card is less likely to be a Jerry. Otherwise, it's a big ol' snake. Let's start with the columns, because that gets us extra cash. There are 0 Jerrys in this row. There are more Jerrys to the right to this than the left. Oh, what? There are more Jerrys. Oh, there are more Jerrys to the left of this than the right. I was going to say, that doesn't make any sense the other way around. Nice. There's one more money to be found. We found the money. There's a retrigger. And we have one shield. Alright, there's 3 Jerrys, 3 cards. We're done. Well, we're not done. We have a shield left. We have $41. If we do this, we get $2. Or $4 even. Churn. When a round begins, double the sell value of the rightmost perk and sell it. At the top of the hour, a random uncommon perk. Let's take an easy round early. And you earned it. Rare perk, golden turd. Alright. Save your money. Flip all hints. There are 0 Jerrys in this column. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. The largest group is 2. Well, this is a single card, that's a single card. Alright, you could be a second one. Alright, this can't be a group of 3 then. This can't be a group of 3. It could be a third. No, there is at least a group of 2. So it could be this, it can't be that. No shields left. It doesn't have to be this. Could be these, or these. Well, if it's that or that, it can't be this or this. I should have opened the eye for $2. When activated, apply my effect twice. I don't think that helps for eyes, really. After flipping up all non-Jerry cards, heal 1. I like that. Give me that. Give me a hint. And give me money. When an eye opens, reactivate a random non-eye card. When you complete a column, can't afford it. There is 1 Jerry in the corners of the board. There are no Jerrys in this column. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to this card. Right, let's do the stacks. When you flip a lonely money, reactivate it. After flipping up all non-Jerry cards, heal 1. Largest groups of Jerry is 2. So it could be that corner and that guy. Could be those 2. Can't be that one. Can't be that one. So the largest grouping of Jerry is 2. Could be that. Could be that. Could be that. Could be that. There is 0 in this column. There is 1 Jerry in the corner of the board. 0 adjacent to this card. The largest group is 2. Damn. We have to... It's 50-50 that we lose or we get 1 health back. Because it's a group of 2. We've got no other information. Damn! Tell you what, the one more go of this game is gripping my soul. No Jerrys are adjacent to each other. Each row has at least 1 Jerry. Okay, that's 2, so it's not you. You're not adjacent to him. Let's finish the stacks. 3 columns have at least 1 Jerry. 1, 2. Three columns have at least 1. 3 columns. 1 column, 2 column. A 3rd column needs to have 2. Or this column has 2, or this column has 2. So it can't be this. Can't be that. No Jerrys are adjacent to each other. So it can't be these 2. Each row has at least 1. So it's one of these is, and one of these is. But 3 columns have at least 1 Jerry. 1 column, 2 column. So it's not this one. Maybe my logic was wrong there and I guessed, but it worked out. Each row has at least 1 Jerry. So it's one of these 2, and it's one of these 2. 3 columns have at least 1 Jerry. 1, 2. Can't be this one. 3 columns have at least 1 Jerry. 1, 2, 3. So each row has at least 1 Jerry. This is Jerry. That's 1, 2, 3. But we can't know if this is the column with 2 or if this is the column with 2. At the beginning of the round, gain multiplier for each perk that starts with the letter I. After every $10, flip a random mult card. After flipping all money cards, reactivate them. Well then, put more money cards in the deck. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to I's. Open that for money. That's bad. The largest group of Jerry is 2. Okay. Well, we should start on one end there, and then if we find it, we get information about the other side of the Jerry. Not bad. When an eye opens, gain money for each hint. At the top of the hour, transform. Yeah, right. Random rare perk. When an eye opens, flip adjacent hints. Give me more money, and I'll take a hint. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. After flipping all money, reactivate them. At the top of the hour, transform into a random perk. So 7 cards. One of the rows has no Jerrys. All Jerrys are in a 3x3 square. So it's either there, there, there. That's interesting. Odds are then it's probably over here. If there's 4 Jerrys in 6 cards, it's less likely that it's going to be 4 out of 5 over here. But we start on the left. Megaloan. When round begins, this loses 10 value. Sell value, minus 49. I didn't get anything for that. And I can't sell it. That's really disappointing. Right, we still have 2 shield. Alright, 1, 2 is that, so it's not any of these. And then there's 1 money left to find. All Jerrys are in this 3x3 square. None adjacent to eyes. 3 columns have at least 1 Jerry, so that's a Jerry. If this is a Jerry, there's either one of these 2 or that one. Alright, worth it for the keeps of extra money, I think. Sell, minus 49. Yeah, that's just dumb. When you flip money in a corner, upgrade it. When you flip a lonely money, reactivate it. When you complete a row, flip a random multiplier card. Give me more money. At the top of the hour, upgrade all face-up money twice. When round begins, flip a hint. Alright, give me that and that. So, on top of the hour, we want to upgrade all face-up money twice. There are 2 Jerrys in the corners. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. There's 1 Jerry in this row. So that means this is a Jerry. Get it marked. Right, 1 Jerry, 2 Jerry. Three Jerry, so not that. 2 Jerrys in corners of the board. And 2 here. So we can just do this. We can do this one. 3 columns have at least 1 Jerry. 1, 2. This has to be the 2, and this has to be the last money. And we get a big cash payout. Right. When an eye opens, flip adjacent money cards. When you flip a Jerry, flip the non-Jerry card below it. When you flip a Jerry card, flip a random money card. After flipping all money, reactivate them. When you flip money in a corner, upgrade it. At the top of the hour, upgrade all face-up money twice. Let's do that and this so that we can find the most money at the top of the hour. So 12 cards. There are more Jerrys to the left than to the right of this. And there's 1 in this column. Flipping all money. At the top of the hour, upgrade face-up money. When a round begins, flip a hint. When an eye opens, flip adjacent money. Okay, good. Good. There are more Jerrys to the left than to the right. So there must be 3 to the left and 1 to the right. One of them is in this column. This column's safe. The largest group of Jerrys is 2. 7 minutes till the top of the hour. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. I know that already. 55. 56. The largest grouping of Jerrys is 2. So it could be 2 there or 2 there, but not 3. 58. 59. So all of this money is about to get a big upgrade. That's nice. Shame we haven't had this later in the round. So, there are more Jerrys to the left than to the right. There's one of these here. There's 3 to the left. There are 0 adjacent to I's. The largest grouping is 2. So 2 or 2. 2 or 2 means it can't be that. There's basically either this and that, or those and one of these. So this seems like it's safest the most often. We still have a shield. So it's either those, and this, and one of these two. So it's a 50-50 if we can get one of these to be safe. King of Pills. When you flip a malt card, reactivate all other malt cards. At the top of the hour, we'll get rid of that. King of Pills. After flipping all money cards, reactivate them. When an eye opens, flip adjacent money cards. We don't need that as much now. Let's take that and a hint. See how this goes. There are 2 Jerrys in this row. There is 1 Jerry adjacent to this card. Top of the hour, when you flip a malt card, activate all of the malt cards. Flip a hint. After flipping money, reactivate them. 2 in this row, 1 adjacent to this. So the bottom's the most safe place. No Jerrys are adjacent to each other. Okay, the money's coming in. 2 in the top row, and 1 adjacent to this card. So it's probably not this, and it's probably not that. There are an equal number of Jerrys to the left and right of this hint. So this has to be safe, because otherwise we'd have an odd number. No Jerrys are adjacent to each other. There are 2 Jerrys in this row, but they're not adjacent to each other, so they can't be these 2. There's 2 more monies, and there's a re-trigger everything out there, which we'd still like to find. There's 1 here. And there's 2 up here, but they could account for the same one twice. That's a Jerry. Oh. There's still 1 more money to find. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. There's 1 adjacent to this card. It's that one. 4 columns have at least 1 Jerry in, so it's not that one. Alright, that was way closer than it should have been, but we got there. Let's take a break room. At the top of the hour, transforms into a random uncommon. We've got a full deck already. We don't need that much more money. When you flip a money on the left hand of the board, reactivate it. Right, we just need to make 150 bucks. Pill bottle. When you sell this perk, flip all multiplier cards. Tasty. They all re-trigger themselves over and over again. One of the rows has no Jerrys. There is 1 Jerry in the corners. If there's 1 Jerry in the corner, that means either the top or the bottom has to be the Jerryless row. There are 0 Jerrys adjacent to eyes. Okay, so the top is the safe one. No? There are 1 Jerrys in the corners. One of the rows has no Jerry's. Oh, of course, it doesn't have to be confined to the other corners. Well, this is all safe. We're over 1,000, so we can just leave. We probably should, because then we bank more time. So we bank 43 minutes. Increased exit cost. But that's a third of our banked time into Tuesday. There are 0 Jerry's adjacent to I's. 4 columns have at least 1 Jerry. God damn. Wow. That was unlucky. 19.99. Jeez. A stapler and a salad. When you sell this perk, attach the rightmost perk in the shop to the leftmost. When you sell this perk, flip 111. That's all very peculiar. So last time we worked by just having tons of money cards. Aspire to great things, I guess. There is 1 Jerry adjacent to I's. God damn it, man. Alright. That's a day. Just wrecked so fast for now. We'll be back. Trust me, we'll be back. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.